Step 2 for your painting assignment is to combine the 3 primary colors to mix up a brown for your painting. And so I have brown on the door case here and on this tread of the stair. Before you start painting, you've completed these. You have your water, you have your brushes, and the brush that I recommend mixing with is your smaller tipped red Crayola brush, not the burgundy or red violet color brush. That's more for detail lines. So you're going to take some paint, take some yellow, and then I'm going to add a little bit of blue to this, which now you see that I'm making a green. And for some of you, you might not be able to see it very well, but it is. It's a green. And I don't want you to take this green and go, oh, I have green on my painting, I need to paint that. Right now you are focused on mixing brown. And when you mix a brown color, you're actually mixing the complements. So we just combined blue and yellow to make green, and now we need to look, oh, what's the opposite green? Because I'm going to add some red, and if I add red, I should get closer to a brown. A lot of times you'll mix, and you might get an ish color. So you might get something that's like purple-ish brown, but it's not really brown. So if it looks more purple, then you need to add more yellow. If it looks like an orangey rusty brown, then you need a little bit more blue. So use your color wheels and look for complementary colors. So if I kind of brush this out, you can see that it's a brown. I may want a lighter brown, so I'll take some of that and mix some more yellow into it. We will not reuse these primaries again. You will be washing your tray before you mix the oranges, the purples, and the greens. So then I have sort of a golden brown. I might want to put a little bit more red in this because I might want it to be sort of a rusty brown. But you can identify what brown looks like. You could probably in preschool. So if you mix up a color and it doesn't look like a brownish color, then it's probably not brown. So then you have to keep mixing, and if you have questions, then just check in with me. So now that I have a couple of different browns, I've cleaned my brush. Make sure that you rinse it really well and then blot it on the paper towel. You shouldn't see a lot of paint on this paper towel. So now I can go through and once again remember to erase your abbreviation before you paint. And so then I can dip into this and I can start to paint my stair tread. Now I have 2 different browns. So I painted one brown, and then I might take the reddish brown, the other value of brown that I made, and blend it in. You can only blend wet paint into wet paint. So you want to make sure that your values of color are wet when you're trying to blend them. So then I have another area of brown here. So I may come through and accent this, and then grab the lighter brown so it's a lot like just changing the value, and if you have the colors pre-mixed on your palette, it's so much easier to do that. So now I need to grab a little bit of the darker brown, and I'm just a really feathery touch. My brush is not even bending very much. For some of you, it's the way you hold the brush. And I can't turn the paper very easily because of the video demonstration, but for me, I would be rotating this paper because it's a lot easier for me to hold the paintbrush and to control the brush if I can actually turn this. So I may want to add a little bit of the darker brown in some of the areas as accents. But once I'm done with my brown, then I'm going to once again clean off the paint, all the paint in the water cup, and now it is time to go and wash your palette before you start with anything else. And so make sure you pay attention to the next set of directions.